Good afternoon, Your Honor. Doug Miller, Primary Public Defender's Office. On behalf of Ali Nasser Abulaban, his true name and date of birth do appear on the face of the complaint. He enters a not guilty plea, denial to all allegations. He's been advised of his constitutional rights, requesting the primary public defender be appointed, and we are willing to do a time waiver for the preliminary hearing, requesting a status for this Thursday.
Very good. Not guilty pleas to all counts and allegations as alleged in the People's Complaint ending 191 are entered on behalf of the defendant through counsel. The Office of the Primary Public Defender is appointed for all purposes in this matter. People as to bail.
Your Honor, the people are requesting no bail in this case pursuant to California Constitution, Article 1, Section 12, and Penal Code Section 1275. The defendant was married to the victim, Anna Marie Abulaban, and they have a 5-year-old daughter named Amira, A-M-A-I-R-A. The victim, Ms. Abulaban, was leaving the defendant and ending their marriage. She had asked him to leave their apartment in downtown San Diego, the Spire San Diego apartment complex. She had asked him to leave on October 18th. Unbeknownst to Ms. Abulaban, the defendant made a copy of the apartment key and kept it to enter whenever he wished. The defendant then left and was staying at a hotel. Part of the reason that Ms. Abulaban left the defendant was due to prior domestic violence. There was a reported incident in September of 2021 where the defendant pushed down his wife, causing injuries to her. The child, Amira, has witnessed domestic violence in the home, has witnessed his father hurt her mother, and the defendant had been in possession of a black firearm, which he had showed to his daughter, Amira, and has asked her to hold it in the past. Amira has seen this gun as well as bullets in the home. The defendant was then stalking the victim, essentially, calling her and texting her repeatedly, and she was ignoring him, up until the point of October 21st, when the defendant entered the apartment without her knowledge, without anyone present, and he vandalized the apartment using the key that he had duplicated. He called Ms. Abulaban telling her that he had vandalized the apartment, and then he set up an application on their daughter's iPad where he could monitor live conversations in the apartment on his personal cell phone. The defendant hid the iPad in the apartment, in the bedroom, and then left. The defendant was monitoring this application, and when he heard his wife with another man inside the apartment, he got a loaded gun, he put it on a holster on his left hip, and he drove from the hotel in Mission Bay to the downtown San Diego apartment complex. He went up the elevator to the 30th floor. He ran from the elevator to the apartment. He immediately fired 6 rounds from his firearm. First, he shot Rayburn Barron 3 times. The bullets entered his neck, his cheek, and the back of his head at close range. And then he fired at his wife, leaving 1 gunshot wound in her forehead, again from close range. The defendant fled the apartment. Neighbors had heard the gunshots, witnessed the defendant leaving the apartment. Then he made a phone call to his mother, admitting that he shot and killed his wife. This was on video surveillance in the apartment complex. The defendant then fled the building, went to pick up his daughter from school, still had the loaded gun in his car, told his daughter that he hurt mommy, and then he was soon apprehended by the police. The defendant confessed to the detectives on the case that he shot his wife and her friend because he was accusing her of cheating on him. He admitted that he had made a copy of the key, that he had vandalized the apartment, that he was stalking his wife, and that he had entered and killed both of them. Based on all of these facts, I do not believe that any bail should be set. This should be a no-bail case. The defendant is clearly a danger to the community. He is a flight risk. His parents live in Nevada and in Virginia, and he certainly could flee if he is released on bail. Certainly he's a danger to his daughter as well because of the prior history of violence and showing her a gun. So the people are requesting no bail and a full criminal protective order for Amira based on the facts that I have alleged, where I believe that not only is she a witness, but the defendant can influence any testimony by speaking with her even from jail.
Mr. Miller, as to bail and argument, sir.
At this time, Your Honor, we'll submit, asking that the court reserve the bail review issue for his retained or assigned attorney.
All right, very good. The court does take into consideration the totality of the facts and circumstances as stated by the Deputy District Attorney. I've also had an opportunity to review the people's motion to deny bail. At this time, pursuant to California Constitution Article 1, Section 12, as well as Penal Code Section 1275, the people's request that this court set no bail. As the defendant is charged with a capital crime, there are two separate victims. It is potentially a special circumstance murder. At this time, bail is denied. I also find by clear and convincing evidence that the defendant stands before me having committed two violent felonies. There is a substantial likelihood that his release would result in great bodily harm to others. As such, the people's request that this court deny bail to protect public safety is granted. This is a no bail status at this time, understanding that bail review is submitted on at this point, but not waived. So with that being said, Mr. Abulaban, at this time the court issues this criminal protective order, which is in full force and effect throughout the pendency of these criminal proceedings. The protected person is Amira A, A-M-A-R-A, last initial A, a female with the date of birth of 4/12/2016. You shall have no contact with her personally, electronically, telephonically, or written. You have no contact with her through a third party except an attorney of record. You must not come within 100 yards of that protected person. She may record any prohibited communication that you make with her. You're further ordered to stay away from that protected person's home, employment, school, and vehicle. I'm signing the criminal protective order, and the sheriff will serve you with a copy in just a moment. All right. Not guilty pleas have been entered. The public defender has been appointed. Bail status is no bail. I've signed the criminal protective order. With that being said, it's my understanding that the parties seek first a status conference as well as a preliminary hearing with time waiver.
Yes.
Are you prepared to waive time on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, all parties are on notice and ordered to return for the following dates. Status conference, October 28, 2021 at 1:30, Department 102. Preliminary hearing with time waiver, January 5, 2022 at 8:30, Department 102. And that is the order. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. There's also a body worn camera video. Do both sides stipulate to the body worn camera video protective order?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I've signed the order. Thank you. That completes the matter.